So welcome back to Ask a Monk. Next question comes from DeLong on Deck, who asks, do you ever miss the former life you had in the States? Sometimes do you ever have the urges or desires to partake in things most Americans consider normal, like say going out to eat at a restaurant, or maybe just going to a movie? First of all, the funny thing is I'm not American, and the only life of any length that I know in America is my life as a monk, which I don't particularly miss. That's not, I think, your question, but as a monk in America I was arrested and put in jail and accosted by the police and so on. So it was a difficult life. But I think you're asking more about my life in Canada, because I'm from Canada. So in general, I don't like to answer questions about my personal life or my personal path and so on. I don't think that's really the point. But the point of this question, I guess, is in regards to what to do about these urges and the curiosity of what a monk does about these things and how a monk overcomes these, or a meditator. And I think that's key. The only reason that I'm doing what I'm doing now is because I started practicing meditation. And I think without meditation you could never overcome these desires, these urges, wanting to do useless things, wanting to do things that only bring ephemeral pleasures, but in the end leave you, only wanting more and with a muddled and confused state of mind. The urges come up, but I think clearly through the practice of meditation you are able to separate the two. You're able to separate the parts of the attachment or the desire. A lot of the old things that I used to do, I guess sort of what was normal, but more the things that I was passionate about. Let's put it that way. From myself, I was a rock, punk guitarist, a rock guitarist in a band. I was into rock climbing and some sports and so on. And it was really difficult to give those up, but on the one hand, but also incredibly easy. It was interesting because on the one hand there's this desire that comes up to do these things, and on the other hand there's a knowledge that that's a conditioned phenomenon, that's something that I've developed over the years. It's the same as anger, it's the same as many of our negative or unwholesome emotions. It's something that doesn't lead to, just because you have it doesn't mean you have to follow it. Doesn't mean there's any benefit in following it. And this is what we really miss. We think that when anger arises it means someone's done something bad to you and therefore you have to get back at them or attack or do whatever it takes to get rid of the unpleasant situation. And the same goes for our desires. We have been trained and conditioned to believe that our desires are a perfectly valid reason for us to chase after things. If you want something, that's a reason for you to go and get it. Through the meditation practice, this changes because you look at it. I mean, it's really quite obvious actually that the desire is leading you to attachment and addiction. Why would you want to cultivate that? Clearly it's a conditioned state that is wrong, that is unprofitable. And so instead of following it, you don't repress it, but you look at it and you stay with it. So you want something, and you want something, and this is something that is very difficult. It's the key to the Buddha's teaching, is to be able to see the wanting, to understand it, to see that the phenomenon for what it is. It's something that has arisen, and it's something that will cease, rather than extrapolating upon it and saying, therefore I have to this, I have to that, I have to chase after it. It's something that I think most people don't want to do, but that's based on their conditioning. I think if we were honest with ourselves, we would, and that's the thing, can you be truly and completely honest with yourself, which most of us can't. We're perfectly happy to delude ourselves that we're somehow meeting with happiness, and so. And this is because we don't have the ability to, the clarity of mind, the focus of mind, the ability to see things as they are, based on our lack of meditation practice. This is why in the beginning it's very important to do an intensive meditation course as opposed to doing a little bit at a time, because the intensity of it, not the intensity, but the intensive nature that it's completely meditative, allows you to pull yourself up out of the mire of the conditioning, and allow you to come up and onto dry land, so to speak, and be able to look down, so that when the conditions come up, you're able to be more objective. Because for most of us, it's just impossible. The desire comes up and we're gone already. We have no skills in regards to seeing things clearly as they are. That's what the meditation practice is for, and that's why it's so important. So I hope that helps. I think I've talked about it before. The key is breaking it up into its components and being able to separate them. That this one is the problem. This one is not a problem. When you want something, it's a problem in the sense that it's suffering, but until you act upon it, it's not going to cause addiction. If you watch the wanting, the pleasure, then the stress that is involved, and so on, then it's not really a problem. You come to see that it's a problem. You will come to see, oh, this is not good, and you'll let go of it, and you won't give rise to it anymore. That's really the key, and this realization, I guess, before the wanting goes away, is the realization that it's only wanting. This is the first goal in the meditation practice. It's not the final goal, but the first goal is the realization that these states that we have inside are not a reason to act. It's not good for us to act upon them. The realization that just because I want something doesn't mean I should go and get it. The wanting of things is not a good reason to chase after them, and which leads to this ability to examine the wanting and to come to teach yourself the true nature of the desires, and therefore to let them go peacefully. It's not about repression. It's not like I still want to go rock climbing, but I'm just repressing it. It's coming to realize that desire for anything is really quite useless. It doesn't lead to peace and happiness and freedom from suffering. Difficult and probably undesirable for most people, but that's why most people go round and round and round. That's the point, really. So, thanks for the question. All the best.